The EPI IT Training Framework, designed for people like you, not only for managers, but also for operators and senior managers to leverage on modern IT technology and day-to-day operations and management as we see it. What we have done as EPI, we have been using the European e-Competence framework to develop the IT training framework, and the reason is in the ECF, as we shortly call it, a number of competences are being addressed that are needed at the modern workplace as we speak today. There are more than 130 European and global companies involved in the ECF, including the big tech companies such as Cisco, IBM, Microsoft, that are making use of the ECF as we speak. And it has become a European standard since 2016, and that basically means that those countries in the Union are following the ECF. What is it about? Well, it talks about dimensions, and the first dimension that we are seeing here is basically looking at the life cycle of IT. It talks about plan, it talks about build, it talks about manage, enable, and then for each and every phase in the life cycle, you see a number of competences. Competences being applied by IT people working in the industry. So here, zooming in for the plan area, we can see that the competences are ranging from A1 until A9. You can read it yourself. And then it is being laid out over five levels in the sense of proficiency. So we have proficiency at the bottom, which is typically for the first starters in a working career. We have proficiency for the mid-management and proficiency for the senior management from level E1 until level E5. And as you can see, where there is a blue color in the box, it means that the competence is applicable for that proficiency level. Now, therefore, it is very straightforward here to understand that if you are looking at planning, of course, many planning activities in IT is all related to strategy. And therefore, typically, you see it on level 3 and above, information for IT managers and senior IT directors. Then there is a dimension 4 where they talk about for each competence, what is the knowledge that is ideally present and what are the skills required in order to be successful. For example, for A1, information systems and business strategy alignment, there are 8 knowledge domains and 11 skills. Of course, we can only show you so much on the slide, and therefore we have been providing one example. So what we have done is we have spread it out, mapped it over 3 training courses from the bottom until the top: CITO for the operator, the M for the manager, and the D for the director. It is the first and only IT training framework that is fully aligned to the ECF, trying to address all the competences that we find within. So if we look at the content for the operator, it is typically focusing on operational aspects. So this would typically be level 1 and 2 for those individuals who are at the very beginning of their IT career. Now, before I started this session, I took a look at the list of the people attending today. I think the majority of you, if not all of you, are already on the level that you have surpassed this level. So this is no longer directly applicable for you, but maybe very applicable for the people that you are giving lead to. Yeah, the people in your team that call you the manager or the supervisor or the team leader. Then in the middle sits the manager's course, and that means that you need to translate the strategy to a working IT environment, and you need to organize what's going on. This is already the moment where you are less and less concerned about the technical details. This is where you are also drifting away from IT by looking at topics that are still IT related, but are more on the managerial level because you are interfacing with business units in the organization, but you are also interfacing with vendors and contractors. And also you are looking to certain strategic topics to see how can we implement it, making it happen, supporting the business, such as business change management or business continuity planning, the back office processes, so to speak, that are not so interesting for the IT operators. Then on level 4 or 5, we go to the shark tank, as I always call it, senior IT directors. So now you sit at the CXO level. Now you really need to talk business. And while talking business, it means what the business wants, you need to translate to IT. But as I have said already just now, it more and more becomes that you are creating a plan based on IT capabilities and tell the business in which direction we could potentially go, leveraging on new technologies. You become a service broker, so to speak. So you still see many, say, straightforward topics that you may have seen just now for CITO and CITM, but we are talking purely strategy here. So we are no longer going to talk about, okay, and then you do this with a computer and that with a computer. Here we talk about how can you strategize IT in such a way that you can truly get the benefits out of the IT by looking not only at the TCO, but also the ROI. What are typically the audience for these courses? Again, I think it is speaking for itself. You see a number of job roles, job titles, and it is certainly not limited to what we see on the slide, in the sense that in some organizations, certain job roles are having different names. To be more practical, I would suggest that if you look at the CITO level, we are looking typically at people working in the industry for maybe up to 2 years. It's perhaps a nice enrollment program for people that are joining your organization. CITM, supervisors, team leaders, managers that are in the industry for, say, 4 years, maybe a bit longer, to understand what's going on here. Or the ones that have the ambition to become an IT manager and therefore want to take a shot at CITM. And then there is the CITD, that is really the senior level. So that is more for the seasoned IT managers that are now saying, well, I believe I'm ready for the last step in my career, and that is to go for the senior IT management position. Some are arguably saying, well, CIO is a little bit dangerous, because apart from Chief Information Officer, the joke in the industry says it also stands for career is over, right? So that's a little bit scary. That's why I actually became Chief Technology Officer. So I convinced the CEO of EPI to say, I don't want to be the CIO. That's a little bit too dangerous for my liking. So sometimes you got to be a little bit clever. Now, anyway, any senior IT position that may have any title is of course suitable for the CITD Director's course. These courses are reflecting the competences as we see them in the ECF, and it is being challenged by the EXIN organization, in the sense that what we present to you in our courses is not the world according to EPI. It's the world according to what is happening in the world. And before our courses go live, we seek accreditation from an external organization that is called EXIN. So EXIN is looking at the course material to determine, is this fit for the industry, yes or no? Is this what is the demand in the industry, and therefore is it a good fit for what people are looking for? If EXIN is convinced, in this case they put the EXIN chop on it, and then basically we start delivering these courses. Then for the people who follow our courses, for almost all of our courses, we have an official exam. And once you pass the EXIN exam, you not only get the certificate, but you also get the recognition, which is global recognition. So it is not limited to just where you are at this very moment. EXIN certificates are very well sought after. So for you being able to demonstrate, apart from your resume, that you have EXIN certifications will most definitely help you in your career. So the EPI IT Training Framework, in a quick recap, it's the world's only complete vendor-neutral IT management training framework that can be applied to all types of organizations and to all the levels of the IT. It is covering a wide range of competences for every level in IT, whether you are operator, manager or senior director. And it is providing a strong foundation for career progression, because you can basically enroll yourself through all the levels if you want to, and or further specialization in specific IT domains. Yeah? So for example, if you look at certain topics that we address in our courses, you might be saying, okay, I combine it with further specialization because I am a project manager. Or maybe you are saying, well, I need a very deep understanding about IT and how it works in all areas of the organization, being a business analyst, yeah? or a data analyst. Yeah? Or I'm working as an application engineer. Yeah? So I am good in software engineering, but now I really want to understand how does actually IT operate on a day-to-day basis. What actually happens once my application is ready and it needs to be installed and it needs to be supported, and what else is there in terms of security, business continuity. So all being addressed in the IT training framework.